Oh, it's time to clear my throat. All right. What's up, everybody? Boys and girls, ladies and gents, but ladies and gents only. All right. We're here February 10th, 2022. And this is the Marion Ghana Show. Live on Instagram, replayed on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So find us at Facebook, YouTube, the Marion Ghana Show. We've been learning a lot in the last few days. But it seems that the things that we learned should have been told a long time ago. But we're in a day and age that these things have to be told today. We have to make sure that we're on the right path to success. And unfortunately, it seems like we as a group, as a people, everything is so out of whack. We got nothing but dysfunction here in the U.S. in the black community. And we got feminism running rampant all over the country. Everything is so out of order. At the same time, the very people that embed themselves into this so-called feminist movement or whatever are the very ones that say, oh, God this, God that. But at the end of the day, God has nothing to do with that. He set an order. It's just that we don't want to attain to that order. Hold up, let me get some water. Forgot that. So you always got to have your water when you're ready to do something. H2O, ain't nothing like it. Now, that's some high quality H2O. In case you don't know Bobby Boucher, you never seen The Water Boy, go watch it. One of my favorite movies. So every time we do this, we're gonna do a particular subject. We're gonna go with that for the whole week. Just like next week, we're going to change subjects. On Sunday, I'll make a post on Instagram about what next week's subject is going to be about. For this week, we particularly talk about what is your level. And what I mean by what is your level, it means that where do you fit in? What man fits you? I continue to say, we all have a level. There's 4 levels in life to human beings. The lower, the middle, the upper, and the elites. Most people fit into the lower, because most people are not up there like that. That's the majority of the world. But you have to ask yourself, where do you fit in as a woman? Because right now, even though we're going to open this up to men also, but right now, this week, we're particularly on dealing with the women. And the women that we're dealing with are the ones on the continent of Africa. So that's why I'm asking them, what is your level and where do you fit in? See, the difference between a man and a woman, a man has to be on a particular level to get a particular type of woman to marry. But a woman can be on from middle on up. You could have an elite man who marry a middle, but an elite man would never marry a lower. You could be a middle man and marry an upper, but you can never marry an elite. And you only destroy yourself if you marry a lower. So all things got to be able to match up, if you get what I'm saying. Understanding this, one thing that came to my mind today, this is what came to my mind when someone said something last night. Hope we get her back on. I think her name was Hope. She said something to the effect that, I want to do this, become successful financially and career-wise so I can make myself more attractive to men. And I thought about it. And I had to decipher, because when you deal with men in America, we don't care about education with a woman. We don't care about her success. We don't care about any of that. We know that we are the men who are the leaders of the household. We know that it's up to us as productive men of society to provide for our wife and our children and our family structure and build our foundation and have our wife as a helper. When she said that, something did come to mind. And I don't know if it's because a lot of people watch a lot of Nigerian movies or whatever. Because in the movies, you have one or two movies these days in Nollywood and Gollywood. Back in the day, it used to be like traditional stuff, like real struggles in the village or the towns or whatever. Real true stories or based off or similar to true stories. But when you look at it today, it's always, oh, the titles in the movies be like, I didn't know my driver was a rich man. I didn't know my doorman was a rich man and I'm falling in love with him. All this type stuff. But what I'm getting at is this. When she said that it would make her more attractive to a man, even at 30 years old rather than 21. I thought about it. If she gets on, she could tell me whether I'm wrong or right. But the reason she said that is I came up with this. In certain parts of the world, let's take what we was talking about for the past day or so, Nigeria. You get a woman who's successful, even if she's in her 30s. You're a man, you making money, so they believe that's going to make them more attractive because they have money. But I ask you, what's behind the mindset of a man like that? Everything in life has to be about a mindset, a mindset. So what's the mindset behind a man who feels that he needs a woman who's already making money, who is already established in her career? For what reason? 9 times out of 10, when people get together and they want to be the so-called power couple, it doesn't work. We always have an exception to the rule. They want to point out, say, a Jay-Z and Beyonce. Out of every Jay-Z and Beyonce, there's 10,000 that don't work out. So they pick out 1 out of 10,000 examples that, like I said, this is an exception to every rule sitting here on this earth. Nothing is 100%. There's no 100% of this fails, 100% of that fails. Unless you're jumping from a 200-story building and think that you're not going to leap to your death. Other than that, there's not many things that are 100% guaranteed. But you're supposed to base your decision making on what's more than likely to happen. When you take a man who's making money in West Africa, Nigeria, he wants a woman who's making money. Why does he need that? Why does he need the financial stability of a woman who's already making money? What's the mindset behind that? Is it that he could fall back on that because he don't have a lot of confidence with himself? Because if he's going for a woman because of what she's been able to make, that means he's going for a particular reason to be with that woman. And when it's not driven by, hey, I see this woman, I could get to know this woman, I want to take care of her and build a family to take care of. When you don't have that, and he's like, oh, this chick, she got money, I think I could be with her. These relationships and marriages, 9 times out of 10, work out the same way. Where the man is with the woman for all the wrong reasons, and then he finds himself dealing with women outside of the marriage and the relationship. And then women blame the men. But yet, when the accountability is on a woman to pick correctly, she flees from that. Meaning, she wants a man who's making just as much as she is. A man who's making just as much as you. Take 2 successful people, that man is not likely to just stay with you and you alone. You already know the nature of men. So men become faithful under certain circumstances. It's knowing that a person's been there for them no matter what, has nothing to do with finances, but a person has been there through them with the thick and thin, the ups and the downs. And they've been with them to the point that they allowed them to play the field until they got themselves ready to be a true husband. That's normally the only 2 ways that a man becomes loyal to a woman. No career path, no success financially of a woman can never make a man faithful or loyal. Men, even if you take what I'm talking about in Africa, this is why when these 2 type of couples get together, they always end badly. And yeah, you both might have enough money to sustain yourself for a period of time. And I do say a period of time, because nobody knows the end. We already see COVID and all that hit. Your money could be taken away just like that. So it doesn't really make sense to depend on your finances to draw a man in. That's like trying to be a man, being masculine. Men don't want to see women who are masculine and want to have all these achievements in life to say, hey, I achieved this, so I deserve that. Most men, the more you achieve, the less attractive you become. Because if a man look at you like, okay, she feel like she could do it all on her own, so let her. And even if I, as a man, get with her, my heart is not into it, my mind is into it because I could get something from her. But I'm going to deal with the type of women that feel like they need me on the side. And this is real talk. And this is why a lot of women find themselves in these predicaments. That they think they know what they're looking for and they think they know how to get it. They think that they could do better than their grandparents and their great-grandparents and know how to get it. As they say, get the bag. But it all winds up with the same outcome. Broken homes, divorce. Because they're not looking for the right things and they're not putting themselves in the right position to be the right person for a man. If you think your success is really going to make you the most attractive to a man, you're going to spend 10 years on this success. Think like this. Even if you become successful and you have a successful man, you're older. That man is looking, his heart is more towards a younger woman. Women who are much younger than you. Women who are less experienced. Who has less damage done through previous relationships. This is why high-value men who are productive in society that make something of themselves, almost always go for the younger woman who's inexperienced. But today's women, it's like, you could tell them this 1,000 times, and they would still say, well, no, that ain't true. Just like with mine, I would tell her something. Okay, as a man, this is what I would prefer, this is what I like, this is what turns me on. No, that's not true. A man could tell you what it is, and you would still say it's not true. Doesn't really make sense. Let's see, I don't know, I'll turn the notifications on. Let's see if we can get somebody on here. We'll take a 30-second break. Send y'all requests in right now so I can get y'all on here when I get back in this chair. Music for my little 30-second break. Alright, let's see if we get this started. So, again, as I'm saying, you have to know your value. You have to know your level. See, unfortunately, what these new movements or what social media has done, it gave everybody a false identity or false value about themselves. Everybody want to be an Instagram model. But nobody want to look at where that leads you to. Nobody want to look at what's the outcome for what it is that you do. See, men, we look back at everything that it is that you've done. If you got a social media account, you got a bunch of half-naked pictures on there, especially for years and years and months, we look at all that. We determine the value of a woman by the way that she carries herself. We look at the way she carries herself, her character, her ability to cooperate, submissiveness, and her feminism, and her shape and face. We look at that. We look at the outer beauty and also the inner. Now, when women, a lot of women today, when they look at men, it's all about, well, what does he make? What has he accomplished? Have no problem with that. But when you hear these conversations going on between men and women, the majority of times, and I'm not talking about my African sisters, I'm talking about through what goes on here in the U.S., you almost never hear a woman talk about a man's character. And that's the surprising difference. Not surprising to me, but surprising speaking to some that since we started this show just days ago, a week ago, that the majority of women on here, they always make sure they speak about a man's character. Most women today don't care about a man's character as long as he could take care of them. And we as men look at that like that's a no-go for us. I mean, because that could be any man. So you're just willing to lay down with anybody who got a few pockets, who got a few bills in their pockets. Women have to understand how we look at you as women. You can't go by what your girlfriend tells you, especially when your girlfriend is single. If you as a lady, young lady, are getting your advice from an unmarried friend who hasn't been married and gone through it for years, you're getting the wrong advice. How can a single person take advice from another single person on how to attain marriage? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. That's like me trying to get my car fixed. And these cars today, it's not like the older days when it was just all metal, oil, and gas that you had to know. And you had a wrench. You get a wrench and your screwdriver and whatever else tool you need, and you go to work. These cars today all computerized. It's like if you don't know, you don't have IT, the ability to do IT work, then you're not going to be able to work on today's cars, today's vehicles. You're going to be outdated. And unfortunately, the information that women get today is outdated. And I don't know if I could say outdated because it's never been. But y'all been getting this advice, but I can't figure out where it's from. It doesn't come from your mother half the time. It doesn't come from your father. It comes from friends and media influence. Learn how to take advice from people who do it, people who are doing it for a living. What is your level? What level of man can you gain? Is the only level of man a lower class man because you don't have the looks, you don't have the intelligence, you don't have the ability to be submissive and feminine and cooperate? If you don't have them attributes, and I don't mean some of them, I mean all of them, then the lower level man is your only option in life. This is what we have to start to understand. This is what we have to get ladies to start to understand. If you don't have certain attributes, your ability to get a certain type of man diminishes. If you have the looks, you don't have to be a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10. If you have the looks, if you have the ability to be, I won't even say ability, the ability to speak well, respectful, but you're brought up as a submissive person under the authority of a man and understand where your place is. And like I said, I don't talk this way as like I'm trying to talk about slaves or nothing like that. I hate when people say that. What I'm talking about is your ability to cooperate with your man, to treat your man with the utmost respect. Men are not going to go to bat for a woman who does not give them the utmost respect. Just like if you go back into the older days, it was like back then, women would refer to their man as Lord, 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 Lord. Because to them, although depending on where they're from, they believe in a higher power. They believe in a God, a creator. But as far as walking the earth, to them, their husbands was the little God. God up there was a higher God. So they were referred to them as Lord. They gave them the utmost respect. But with that respect came fear. Fear of disappointing. Fear of messing it up. Ladies today, y'all don't have that fear for your man. Y'all don't respect or fear. They say, well, why should I fear? Fear is a good thing. Fear of the Lord is the beginning of all understanding. Fear of disappointing of man is the beginning of being a true wife. Put two and two together. God made man. Then he made woman for man. Then he gave us reproduction in order that the woman could be over children and the man be over the woman. It's an order that God has given. If you don't believe in God, so be it. But it doesn't change the facts of how things work in this world. Things work in this world the same way. When you have man, woman, and children together under the same roof and everyone plays their position, 9 times out of 10 things run smoothly. There's no perfect marriage. There's no perfect anything. But as long as people understand their position and where they stand and where they should stand, you can raise beautiful children, productive children. You two can build together. The longer and more you build together, the more y'all fall in love with each other. That's what we have to start allowing our women to know. It's not about this romanticized love. You can look all the way through the 66 in the Bible, 66 books in the Bible. You will never hear anything about a romanticized love. It doesn't exist in the Bible. Because they understood that it takes years to build that. It takes years of building and growing together and growing old together to build that up. What we know as lust today, we call love because the world is so turned around. The very thing we call love is nothing but lust. That's why I could be here one day and go on tomorrow. Actual love does not diminish. It doesn't disintegrate at all. It remains. It can only grow. No matter what happens, it's still there. It still exists. Lust is a romantic feeling that you want to be with somebody and you want to do anything you can to be with a person. But 5, 10 years later, those feelings are not the same. They can be, but that comes through love. Now, let me see who I got. Juliet. And I'm not sure which one was Hope. Hope, if you're here, send me a request real quick. Because I'm not even sure which one you was. If I could get you back on. All right, we got Juliet coming on. Juliet, send a request. So, all in all, there's a lot to discuss. The reason why I do this channel is because I truly believe that we as a people have to make changes for what it is that we do. Now I'm sitting here talking about relationships and marriage, but I truly believe that the next step for us to take as a people, to bridge the gap between the African and the Black Americans, look at the prospect of marriage. Nothing binds people together and families together like marriage. There's nothing else. You could do business together, business fades, people fall out, all that stuff happen. So I say marriage. What marriage does, it strengthens two groups of people. I'm trying to think, read a story. I don't want to even mess the story up, so I don't even want to tell it. But Africans marrying Black Americans. We both become intertwined with each other. Our families come intertwined with each other. Black Americans get the benefit of the resources in Africa. Africans get the resources of everything in America. It's a win-win situation. We have to be willing to put away the childish things in life and look forward to the things that truly matter, building together. And the way you do that is through marriage. Don't do that through becoming a baby mother like everything here is going on in the U.S. 80% of women with children, 80% of Black children in America are born out of wedlock. You can't build a community like that. You could destroy a community like that, as you see what's happening anyway. You can absolutely destroy a community by having babies out of wedlock, no fathers in the homes. A lot of times because mothers have an axe to grind with the man, so they make it very difficult. The man got to fight. You got to go through all this court stuff. Men are getting tired of all this, man. Men are getting to the point that, you know what, man, we've been overly stressed in this world. We got to deal with the things, we got to deal with oppression in our own country. We got to deal with systematic racism. Then we got to deal with our own women not wanting to be a traditional wife so that we can go out, at the very least come home and know that there's peace. Men today in Black America, they're complaining because they can't get the traditional type to come home to have peace. Know that when they walk in the door, their children are running to them, daddy, daddy. The wife is greeting them with a kiss and a smile. Food is on the table. Hubby, you've been out working all day on your feet, making sure that this family is planted. There's a foundation, and we have more than the bare necessities. Let me take care of you and get you ready for the next morning so you could go out and fight for us again. That's all that Black American men want. But it's the very thing that we don't get. It's the very thing we don't get. For all the hard work, for all the things that we go through, for all the ways that we get dogged through the media, every which way, we don't get the one thing that will help us be more stable and grow. And like I said, man, we already know the reason why. And they refer to as modern women. Modern women want to be men. Men, productive men, do not want women who want to be men. They want a woman who could be a woman. Until we get back to the olden days, then we're going to keep having this conversation, because this is not going to end overnight. This is not an end overnight type of situation. What I'm giving is solutions and the ability to us to fast track what we need to do. Because, oh, my eyes are so watery. We could sit here and argue about this every single day of the week. And it's been going on in a manosphere for so long, but things haven't changed, they've gotten worse. They have gotten worse. So to fast track this, let's look into what it is that I'm telling you to do. It's for all our benefits. I think this is this Hope? Good evening. Did you get that? You get that phone of yours fixed? Here she go with the network again. All right, looks like Hope having, I don't know what's going on with her phone or network, but we got Simply, Jancita, we got someone, Juliet, we have Hope, Pepper, well, we got a few, so y'all want to chime in, chime in. Give me your thoughts. But as I'm saying, we have to really start looking at this to fast track what it is that we're going through. I could say this every day of the week. Africans will not overcome what they need to overcome without us. We will not overcome what we need to overcome without y'all. We both need each other. God has made it that way. God has structured things in a way that we both need each other. And until we admit to that and act on it, we're going to be sitting here with the same story every single day. Let's try again. Let's hear my volume up.
Hi. Hi.
Good evening. How are you?
You there?
So how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Can you hear me?
I'm good. I'm good.
You and your connection.
I can.
All right. So this is Hope from last night. So if you want to hear what we talked about early on, y'all could go back and check the video from the previous day. You could check it out even here on Twitter. You could check it out Twitter, Instagram, or our YouTube replay. Hope, do you remember where we left off at?
Yeah, we were talking about the kind of man I want to
No,
marry.
we left off where you said that you thought that it would be more beneficial for you to spend more years doing what you're doing and close to the age of 30, then go look for a husband because if you accomplish what you want to accomplish, it will make you more attractive to a man. That's where we left off at.
Okay.
And I wanted to get into you with that. First of all, there's no guarantee that you or any of us could determine what we're going to become tomorrow. We could work hard at it. We know that. If you were to turn at age 30 years old and everything didn't work out, what would you do then?
I just maybe continue what I was doing.
Which is,
I'm trying to make myself.
but I gave you an example that it doesn't work out. Let's say another pandemic hit and it shuts everything down, all through Nigeria. Then what?
Okay, that's a hard question. I don't know. I don't know.
See, that's a problem that you don't know.
I guess
But as a 25-year-old woman, you're supposed to understand and how to know by the age of 21. So you know how to move from 21 and on. You can't just go around the world, live in this world and say, I don't know what I would do if this happens. That's not a plan. And today's women, y'all don't have plans. Y'all just move. Y'all move. Y'all say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But there's no real plan. Y'all look one way and y'all think that I'm going to do this and it's going to go the exact way that I said in my own head. How often in life, how often in life do things work out 100% the way that we think it's going to work out?
not often. Not often
Never.
because
There's never been a human being walking this earth where things have happened exactly like they determined it to happen. That's why we need people, a support system. And for a woman, a support system is a husband. That is your support system, a husband. You are not your own support system. You can't cover yourself if something else goes wrong. But you was saying something yesterday. You said that here in Nigeria, when we talked about you becoming successful, becoming more attractive as a success at 30 and above, you said the way it works in Nigeria is what?
okay, you you likely attract the people that just want to maybe take advantage of the success or it's really when real men rarely comes like you see someone that feels like him coming to marry you will be him make doing you a favor because in his mind you're over 30 so you're likely not gonna get married or something like that.
Yes, I said that because over the age of 32 or whatever, you're less likely to marry the type of man that you desire at 21. Is that
Okay,
true?
I guess you're right. I guess you're right. Yeah, you are.
Oh, I know I'm right.
Yes.
The evidence shows. You can look at the world and the evidence is what it is. It's factual. So I'm not making something up like my thought or opinion. This is actual facts. What is it that you need to do is what we need to talk about. You understand that this channel here is to make changes in the way that we do things with Black Americans and Africans. Make changes. You consider yourself a decent woman, right? How many
Yeah.
relationships how many failed relationships do you have so far on your book?
Mm-hmm. So, I think I'm
4 failed
doing
relationships at
so.
the age of 25. You, but you do see something wrong with that, right?
Yeah.
No kids?
No.
That's a good thing. Not married. no kids, 4 failed relationships, 25 years old, biochemist, student, correct? 5'4", 132 pounds. There's no reason right now that she shouldn't be married. But you're saying that the men that you do wind up with play games. Am I right?
Yeah, I guess it just doesn't work out. Um,
Hmm?
you can't force it. It just doesn't work out. You can't just force it.
You say don't force it. Why doesn't it work out? Is it because of you and your attitude?
I've never really considered that. I think I am a fairly good person, so I treat people well. So I'm not sure it's me. Maybe there's something else. So I'm not
At
sure.
least you're honest,
I
but you don't know. You say you don't think it's you. Have you ever talked to one of your exes and have they ever given you a reason why they broke up with you?
No, I haven't.
Do you think you might want to try? So if there is something wrong with you that you can know so you can work on it and fix it,
All right,
that would make
I
sense, right?
can do that.
But that would make sense, right?
Yeah,
But why don't women think about
yeah.
these things? Why don't y'all think about these things? Why go out of one relationship not knowing if there might be something wrong with you, then jump into another one, then jump into another one, then jump into another one without checking whether there's something wrong that they don't like, that they're getting from you. I'm here, I'm waiting.
I think it, most times, right? While we live relationship, we kind of for women, we kind of we are too
No, no,
blinded
no, no,
by
no, 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 no. Not women. I don't want to hear about women. We talking about you. Only you. Only you. You can't speak for other
all
women.
right,
You can't speak for other Nigerian women. We're talking about you and you alone.
all right. So I tend to maybe guess plenty stuff like, okay, maybe it was my fault. Maybe I was not doing a particular thing right. But my bad is that I don't get to ask them like, what exactly was I not doing well? I think I've asked one person that question. Before. What exactly was I not doing well? Okay, in my best of my ability, I have been a good girlfriend. I've tried to be a support, try to
You're not breaking up, but I'm trying to hear you out. Your network, baby. Your network, Hope. It's all about listening. So wait for your network. I could give you an answer. I could give you an answer for that. Yes, but I can answer this for you. I'm here. Can you hear me? All right, hang up and call back. Are you there? Are we clear? You ready? Tell me when you're ready. When you can hear me clear. All right. Give you 10 seconds. Maybe you got to send another request. All right, we're going to let Hope get it together so she could get an answer. You know, she's trying to get back in here. All right, we'll see what happens. But basically, let's see. How can I answer this? Oh, my eyes are so watery. Why? Let's start with my glasses. All right. So what Hope was saying is that she don't understand what it is. She tries hard. She tries to do everything she's supposed to. She don't understand why these men are breaking it off with her, and she finds herself into a new relationship without asking the previous man, what was it about me that made you leave? Was it me, or was it someone else has something that you didn't feel that I can offer you? She didn't ask none of them questions at all. But in actuality, none of that would have mattered. I'm gonna give you the answer, the reason why none of that would have mattered. But I just wanted to see if she um had the right state of mind to at least research her own self, along with researching the type of men that she's getting engaged with or engaging in these relationships with. But I want to see if she comes on so I can tell her to her face. But if she don't, this is what it is. Hope is 25. No doubt that, and I don't know this for a fact, I will ask her, but no doubt that the men or the boys that she's getting in these relationships with are also in their 20s. It is almost impossible. I would say it's impossible to expect a man in his 20s to really be serious about a woman long term to the end of his life. See, a lot of women don't want to hear that because they're still in their teenage years. They could be 25, they could be 27, 28 years old, but they still have a mindset of a 16-year-old girl, of a schoolgirl. See, that's schoolgirls. What schoolgirls do when you're 14, 15, 16 years old, you want your boyfriend in the same high school. Y'all do what y'all do. You think it's going to last forever. It breaks off. You realize that he's going on to another girl. He left you, and you can't figure out why. No boy, first of all, boys are boys for a reason. We call them boys for a reason. Males do not become men into their mid-30s. A male does not become a man into at least his mid-30s, some by 40. But by his mid-30s, a man is becoming of a man. Let's get you back here. See what we can get this dealt with.
All right. I'm back.
All right. We good? Can you hear me?
Are you there? I can.
All right. I'm going to give an answer to your question. You listening?
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee you that these 4 relationships that you're talking about, all the males, your boyfriends, they were all in their 20s. Am I right?
Yeah.
Now tell me, I don't know who your mother is, and I don't know why this hasn't been told to you. Why is it, why do you, what made you envision a way that a man in his 20s is going to be so serious about a girl that he's going to be with her for the rest of his life and build and marry her and stay there? You haven't, your girls do this, and y'all ask why these guys leave. What man do you know married in his 20s and stay there? You don't see it, do you? You can respond.
Uh, I think maturity is not by age. I am not
You could
over
say,
30 year
you
old
could
man.
give me all those proverbs, African proverbs you want. You can give me all of them. You can run them down the line from A to Z. You can tell me that the chimpanzee doesn't run faster than the cheetah. You can give me all of them. Understand? At the end of the day, men do not become men until the age of 35 and above. That's why you see mature men going into marriage and being able to provide and raise a family and raise children because they have a mindset. You are not mature as a man in your 20s. I don't care how much swag you have. I don't care if you got the car, you got a little bit of money. You are not mature as a man. We as men know this. We understand this. But y'all refuse to want to understand this. As long as you want to put yourself in a position that you think another 25-year-old boy is going to be your answer, you're going to go around this in a circle. You're going to continue to go in a circle with this. Then you're going to find yourself 35 years old, and by that time, it's going to be too late for you to get anything that you desire. And your only pickings are going to be from the same men that have dogged you out. Listen, I'm here for a reason. I'm not here just to talk. I hear this a lot. It's messed up, but it's funny. But it's not funny because it's affecting our women, whether in Africa or Black America. You cannot put yourself in a position to want a family, want provisions, want direction, and expect to get that from a 25-year-old boy. It doesn't happen in this world. It has never happened. And it has never happened for a reason. Men are not ready to be responsible until the age of 35. Why do you think that it is that by the time a man really gets on his grind and he has things going for him and he's building businesses and he's able to keep that going and build it up, he's in his mid-30s, going on into his 40s. That's when he's able to really be a husband. As long as you keep looking for these little 20-year-old boys, you're going to get the same outcome. You get what you go seek. If you seek that, you're going to get the outcome that it brings. And that's what women today have to understand. Anything that you seek, there's a consequence. You want to be 25 and go out with a 25-year-old, there's a consequence to that. You want a family, you want to raise, you want to grow with somebody, build houses, build businesses, go find a man that's able to do it. Go find a man that has a proven track record to be responsible, that people know him. You could go to his parents and they say, oh, that's a responsible man. He's going to be a great father. He's built this, he's built that. He's doing this, he's doing that. You're not going to get that from a 20-year-old boy, a 25-year-old boy. Hell, you're not even going to get that from a 30-year-old man. It took me to the age of 35 before I even started to think like a man. Up to the age of 35, I did nothing but think like a boy. Yeah, I had good looks. I had a little money. So I was running through Africa. I was running through Nigeria, Ghana, Togo, America. I was doing all that. I had long-term relationships. But I knew deep in my mind I wasn't going to stay. I played it out to as long as I wanted to play it out until I thought I've got something better. That's how boys think. Because I still was a boy. My money didn't make me a man. Me having a house and a car didn't make me a man. My ability to be ready to provide for a family and know that it's no longer about me, but it's about them and how I'm able to protect and provide for them. That's what made me a man. And those thoughts don't come into your mind as a male until the age of 35 and above. This is real talk that I'm giving you. I'm not telling you this just because. You can ask any man over the age of 35 is what I'm saying is correct. They will all tell you the same. Ask any married man who's been married 5, 10, 20 years. They will tell you the same thing. I'm giving you this advice because your parents didn't give it to you, and they should have. But that's why a lot of women are failing today. That's why they're waiting so long and they grow old and they can't get the desires of their hearts. And there's no perfect anything in this life. You're going to have to compromise. This whole thing about marriage is about the ability to compromise. You have a list of 10 things you want from a man, you're going to have to bring that down to 5. That man has a list of 10 things, he's going to have to bring that down to 5. And y'all going to make that 5 and 5. Y'all going to put that together, then y'all going to have y'all 10 right then and there. That's how y'all get y'all 10. By compromising. And my thing is, you as an attractive West African woman at the age of 25 who really seems to want to have something good going on in her life. You could do your biochemistry, you could do all of that. That doesn't take away from your ability to go out and find a husband. Because your husband is your backbone. Your chemist job or whatever it is that you're doing, that is not guaranteed to be your backbone. And at the end of the day, if anything fails where you can't work or you get hurt, that's wiped out. You lose your home, your job, each and everything. Women do not know how to plan correctly. They do not plan 10, 20, 40, 50 years ahead of time like we men do. That's what we are for. We plan way ahead of time. Everything that I do is 20 years ahead of time. We have it good now, but that matters not. Because everything that I do, I'm putting it into, so I know 20 years when I'm not here, 40, 50, 60, 70 years when I'm not here, not only do my wife have everything stable, but my kids and their kids have everything stable. Y'all think about what y'all doing now in this house going to make y'all feel good about yourselves. We don't care about feeling good about ourselves. Y'all supposed to make us feel that way. It's your job to make us feel good. Our job is go out there, fight against the world, and make sure that y'all got everything that y'all need for the next 40, 50, 60, 70 years on this earth. That's our job as men. When y'all start to understand that, y'all can make better decisions. If you understood that, you wouldn't be dating those 25-year-old boys. My thing here is to get you to think right. If you want to be right and have right, think about what I said. By the end of this video, we go into promo mode next Saturday. Next Saturday, we're going to be promoting this thing all over the place, meaning hundreds and hundreds of thousands of black men will see this. They're going to start contacting you directly and letting you know, I love the video. I like the type of person you are. I like to get to know you for marriage. They're the type of men that I work with. They're the type of people that I'm dealing with. People who are not calling you up to say, hey, I want to date you. Calling you up to say, hey, I want to date you. It's about marriage and building on that. It's about marriage and building on that. Oh, we got the feedback again. Oh, let me know if you can get on. I'm going to give you one more minute. If you can get back on, then I'm going to let you go. Even try.
Hello?
Are you there? Even try. Are you going to have to?
Hello?
Are you going to have to? Yeah, your network is frozen.
Leave.
Yeah, your network. All right. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Before I leave you, before I let you go, this is what I'm going to tell you. There's going to be a lot of men. And like I said, I only deal with productive. I'm only talking to the productive men in our society as black Americans. They're going to contact you. They're not going to be 25-year-old boys. They're going to be 30-plus-year-old men who have things going on for themselves. They're going to say, hey, I'm looking for a traditional wife, and I like you in an interview. Are you interested? Can we get to know each other? you're going to say, if you find them attractive looking, you're going to say what? When they say to you, I'm interested in get to know you for marriage because I would like a traditional wife to marry and grow with. When they say that, you're going to say what?
I'd like us to get to know each other.
Hmm?
I think yeah. I like we'll get to know each other. I
Oh,
guess
just say, yes, we
you're
can.
looking for a traditional
Just say,
wife.
yes, we can. And go from there. All right? Don't make it difficult. Don't
Yeah.
make anything difficult. Just say, yes, we can. Take it from there. Whether it's 10 of them, 20 of them, 140 of them, you take your pick from them all. You choose whichever one you think is best fit for you, and you go your way. You make a beautiful life. Y'all have kids. Y'all bond Africa and America together. You get the benefits in America. He get the benefits in Africa, and y'all grow together. Y'all grow old together, and y'all make this work. And y'all do what y'all need to do for the black community, the black race of people. How that sound? How's that sound? Does that sound good? All right. So that's what we're going to do. All right.
Sounds good.
That's what we're going to do. All right, so I'm gonna let you go now. I'd love to have you back on at some point. Like I said, we're gonna start a countrywide promotion starting next Saturday. I'm just building up the catalog a little bit. So when you find yourself, when you choose someone that you feel like you want to get to know, I would love to have you back on here. You let me know how it's working out, because I guarantee you, you're going to get a lot of calls. So you could be a piece of the puzzle. When I say about a piece of the puzzle, the greatest thing that a black woman can do for her black race is build a family with another black man. Even greater than that, an African woman built with a black American man. That is the greatest thing that you could do and be an asset to your whole people in the whole. Do you understand that?
I do.
All right, so I'm gonna let you go. Get some sleep. I know it's late over there in Nigeria, and I hope to hear from you soon. Hope. All right.
I actually just woke up from sleep, but it's fine.
Huh?
Thank you for having
Oh,
me.
you're very welcome, my dear.
I just woke up from
Hmm?
I just got up from sleep before I joined. So I'll be designing other stuff, doing other
Oh, you're
stuff.
designing something.
So no sleep for me. I'm a UI UX
I
designer.
might hire you one day. You ever heard of my company?
Yeah,
Yeah, my
yeah.
company does very well. So we don't do very well. I'm actually going to be the first person in the world that's building a mass production kente factory that does Nigerian African traditional wear and all that. So I'm becoming the first individual to do something that's never been done. Now, I take pride in that, but I take pride in this just as much because that's for me and the people who work for me. But this that I do right here is for my people. My people, African people are my people, just like I'm your people. We're all one people. As far as that tribalism stuff, it's always going to be division as far as tribes. We could get back to all that after we solve this problem that we're going through. After we get from under our oppression, we could go back to all that other stuff. We could worry about all that stuff later, but let's worry about this first, all right? All right, Ho. We'll talk.
Okay.
We'll chat. Chat me up when you want. And you can chat me up behind the scenes and let me know how things going, all right? And we'll definitely get you back on here again when things moving along with someone, all right? All right, Hope. Take care of yourself.
Thank you very
Thank you for
much.
coming on. All right, good night. All right. So that was definitely Hope. So it seems like she gets it. And I'm trying to help people to get this because this is extremely important. This is not no matchmaking, dating thing. Oh, go get your groove on with someone else from another country. Has nothing to do with that. This is serious business. See, I have the foresight. So we ran, I don't know why Instagram is only giving us an hour or whatever. But I didn't want to leave you guys like that. If you guys want to join the show, hey, All you got to do is send a request when we're on, no problem. But as I was saying, before we get out of here, excuse me, this is serious business. What this will do, it will change the whole scope of the world. That's why I'm going to need you guys to send everybody to the YouTube, to the Facebook, here to the Instagram. Because the algorithm is not going to allow me to be up there in numbers so we can all see this. So we're going to have to do the work. And the work comes by you liking, sharing, and subscribing to every channel that we have. And by doing that, we can get the word out. And we can move forward with this operation, with this mission. When something is on a plate, and on the forefront that would change all of black people, this media is not going to allow that to be so easy. Just like we fought through so many battles, so many wars with the ones who deem us whatever it is that they think